The moment I knew my entire marriage was a lie was when I found a receipt for a $200 Cartier bracelet tucked inside my husband's gym bag. Not because he bought expensive jewelry, but because in 11 years of marriage, Marcus had never once bought me anything over $60. That bracelet was not for me, and what I did over the next 4 months destroyed his life in ways he never saw coming. But let me start from the beginning. I met Marcus Whitfield in 2014 at a corporate mixer in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was 26, working as a junior financial analyst at Wells Fargo. He was 31, a regional sales manager for a medical device company called Stryker. Charming, confident, the kind of guy who remembered your coffee order after hearing it once. We got married in October 2015 at a little vineyard outside Asheville. My parents paid for the whole thing. $32,000. Marcus said he would pay them back. He never did. For the first few years, things were fine. Normal. We bought a house in the Ballantine neighborhood. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, $387,000 with a 30-year mortgage. I handled the finances because Marcus said numbers gave him headaches. I paid every bill. I managed every account. I built our savings from nothing to $94,000 in 6 years through disciplined budgeting while Marcus spent freely on golf memberships and weekend trips with his sales buddies. The first red flag came in March of 2023. Marcus started going to the gym at 9:30 at night. He had never been a gym person. Suddenly, he was doing 90-minute sessions 4 nights a week. When I asked about it, he said his doctor told him his cholesterol was high. I believed him. Why wouldn't I? He was my husband. The second red flag was his phone. Marcus used to leave it on the kitchen counter, screen up, no password. By summer of 2023, it was face down, always on silent with a 6-digit passcode. I noticed. I just did not say anything yet. Then came the Cartier receipt. September 14, 2023. A Saturday. Marcus was at a so-called sales conference in Atlanta. I was doing laundry and checked his gym bag for dirty clothes. There it was, folded into the side pocket. A receipt from the Cartier boutique at Lenox Square Mall in Atlanta. One Love bracelet rose gold. $4,200. Paid in cash. Cash. My husband, who claimed he could barely cover his half of the mortgage, had $4,000 in cash to buy jewelry for someone who was not me. I sat on the laundry room floor for 20 minutes. I did not cry. Something colder took over. I realized I had a choice. I could confront him, scream, throw things, and he would deny it, gaslight me, and I would end up feeling crazy. Or I could be smart. I chose smart. That night I created a new email address. I ordered a small GPS tracker from Amazon and had it delivered to my office. I installed it inside the lining of his gym bag on September 19th. I also started quietly photographing every financial document in our house. Bank statements, tax returns, his pay stubs, the mortgage paperwork. Everything went into a secure cloud folder that only I could access. The GPS told me everything within 2 weeks. Marcus was not going to the gym. He was going to a townhouse in the South End neighborhood, Unit 4B at the Lexington Commons complex on Camden Road. Every Tuesday and Thursday night. Like clockwork. I needed to know who lived there. So I drove past one afternoon while Marcus was at work. I parked across the street and waited. At 3:15, a woman walked out with a yoga mat and a golden retriever. She looked about 24, blonde, pretty in that effortless way that made my stomach drop. Her name was Jenna Caldwell. It took me 10 minutes on social media to find her. She was a dental hygienist at a practice in Dilworth. And based on her Instagram, she had been seeing my husband since at least April. There were pictures of them together at restaurants, at concerts, at a beach that I recognized as Hilton Head. A trip Marcus told me was a team-building retreat for work. Here is what most people do not understand about betrayal. It is not just the cheating. It is the ordinary moments that get rewritten. Every time he kissed me goodbye and drove to her. Every time he said he was too tired for date night but had energy for someone else. Every Tuesday and Thursday for 6 months, he looked me in the eye and lied. That is what changes you. But I did not let the anger make me sloppy. I spent October and November building my case. I met with a divorce attorney named Patricia Owens at a firm in Uptown Charlotte. Patricia was 62 years old, had handled over 400 divorces, and she looked at my evidence folder like a kid on Christmas morning. She told me something critical. North Carolina is one of the few states where you can sue a third party for alienation of affection, meaning I could sue Jenna Caldwell directly for destroying my marriage. The damages in these cases regularly reach six figures. Patricia also told me that in North Carolina, adultery can significantly impact alimony and property division. My documentation was going to matter, so I kept documenting. I tracked 43 separate visits to Jenna's townhouse between September and January. I saved credit card statements showing cash withdrawals totaling $11,340 over 8 months. Cash that went to dinners, gifts, and a weekend trip to Savannah that Marcus told me was a work obligation. I found the Airbnb confirmation in his deleted emails because Marcus never learned that deleted does not mean gone when you share a family iCloud account. On January 8, 2024, I made my move. But not the move Marcus expected. First, I quietly transferred my half of our joint savings into a new individual account. $47,000. Perfectly legal since it was a joint account and I was withdrawing my documented share. Patricia confirmed this 3 times before I did it. Second, I filed for divorce. Marcus was served at his office on a Wednesday morning at 10:15. His sales team watched the process server hand him the envelope in the middle of their weekly pipeline meeting. I know this because his colleague Derek texted me asking if everything was okay. I said thank you for asking and left it at that. Third, and this is the part that mattered most, I filed the alienation of affection lawsuit against Jenna Caldwell the same day. She was served at her dental office in front of her coworkers. The lawsuit included 43 GPS logs, the Cartier receipt, screenshots from her own Instagram, credit card statements, and a timeline so detailed it read like a prosecution brief. Marcus called me 14 times that Wednesday. I answered on the 15th call. He was crying. He said it was not what I thought. He said Jenna meant nothing. He said we could work through this. I said, Marcus, I have GPS coordinates for 43 nights you spent in her bed. Please talk to your lawyer, not to me. Then I hung up. The fallout was spectacular in the quietest way. Marcus hired a cheap attorney who tried to argue that our marriage was already broken before the affair. Patricia dismantled that argument with our vacation photos from July 2023, our couple's massage booking from August, and the anniversary card Marcus wrote me in October where he called me the love of his life. All while he was sleeping with Jenna 3 nights a week. The divorce was finalized on June 12, 2024. I received 61% of the marital assets. The house was sold for $412,000, and after the mortgage payoff, my share came to $147,832. Marcus was ordered to pay $2,100 per month in alimony for 4 years based on the adultery finding and the income disparity since I had left my analyst position 2 years earlier to support his career by managing our household. The alienation of affection suit against Jenna settled out of court in August 2024 for $85,000. Her parents helped her pay it. I heard through mutual friends that the experience essentially ended their relationship. Turns out the fantasy of dating a married man loses its shine when his wife hands you a lawsuit with your name on it. But here is the part nobody expected, including me. After the divorce, I took my share of the assets and went back to financial analysis. I got hired at a fintech startup in Raleigh making $112,000 a year, more than I had ever earned. I bought a 2-bedroom condo in the Glenwood South District. Nothing fancy, but it was mine. Every square foot of it was mine. Marcus moved into a 1-bedroom apartment in Gastonia. His credit score dropped below 580 after he missed payments on the car and 2 credit cards. Last I heard, he left Stryker and took a lower-level sales job at a company I had never heard of. Derek told me Marcus looks 10 years older. I did not ask for that update. Derek just volunteered it. As for Jenna, she moved to Wilmington, changed her social media to private. I do not think about her much anymore. She was a symptom, not the disease. Marcus was the disease. People ask me if I feel guilty about how calculated I was. About the 4 months I spent building a case while pretending everything was normal. Cooking dinner, watching TV together, sleeping in the same bed. They ask how I could be so cold, and I tell them the truth. I was not cold. I was surviving. Every night I lay next to him knowing where he had been. It took everything I had not to fall apart. I chose strategy over emotion because emotion is what he was counting on. He expected tears and screaming and chaos that he could manage and minimize and explain away. What he got instead was a woman with a spreadsheet, a GPS tracker, and the best divorce attorney in Mecklenburg County. I am not proud of what my marriage turned into, but I am proud of how I walked out of it. I left with my finances intact, my dignity intact, and a legal precedent that cost two people real money for real consequences. It has been almost 2 years now. I have a small balcony where I drink coffee every morning and watch the sun come up over downtown Raleigh. I adopted a rescue cat named Oliver who sleeps on my feet. My therapist says I have made remarkable progress. I think she is being generous, but I will take it. If you are reading this and something feels off in your relationship, trust that feeling. Do not confront. Do not react. Document. Get a lawyer. Protect your assets. And when you are ready, make your move from a position of strength, not desperation. Because the best revenge is not loud. It is quiet, legal, and devastating. And they never see it coming.